Just a tip on signals. Signals and train stations are always placed on the right side, so in my case the trains will be going counterclockwise. But when you place the signals on the other side, the trains would be going clockwise. If you put them on both sides, they can go in either direction. Wherever you put a signal down, the track is divided into two blocks, the incoming block before the signal and the outgoing block after the signal. And since in one block only one train may be, this means here's a train already in this block, it will be occupied, so it will display the red light and won't allow another train in. If the block is free, it will be green. If the train is already on its way and will be arriving shortly and can't brake anymore, it will be yellow. These signals work normally, but there can be a case like this crossing where this can become a problem. If you imagine here would be the normal signals, a train could come here and say I want to go on this intersection. The signal would just check, is the intersection empty? Yes it is, so you may pass. The train would get then in the intersection here, but it may be another plastic train, so it would be go to the signal, and the signal is red because the plastic station is already filled, so the train will be waiting as long as the train is filled there and occupying the whole intersection, so all the other trains have to wait on that. And naturally you don't want that, but this is really hard to fix with normal signals. But when you got chain signals, it's quite easy to fix, because you put them on the entrance, and the chain signals not only require the train to have free outgoing block, but the outgoing block he wants to go to has to also be free and one of the normal rail signal blocks. This one wants to go to this block, so as you can see it was blue, because blue means at least one signal was available and at least one signal is occupied, so it can't say really is it blue or is it green or red. In this case you can see he has to wait because he wants to go in an occupied block. The other train just wants to go around here, so he can use the intersection. So the trains here you can see gets empty and it's allowed to. So blue light depends, it means it's green or red depending on where the train wants to go. And the cool thing is it has to be the segment has to be free, so the train will always be able to leave the intersection. There's one catch though: if the next block is very short, like this one, and this would be not, if this train would be missing here, then it would only occupy this block and not this block again. So this would have a green light, and the next plastic train would go here because this is free, and this would be also free, and it's also a normal signal block, so it would be allowed to go here. But the problem would arise, it would go in here and come to a halt at this signal, so its tail would still be in the intersection and blocking it. So you have to watch out for the train length and the signal, the block length between the signals, that the trains can always fit there. Here's another intersection. The trains come from the west. Again, the entrance signals are the chain signals. Here they do come from the west, from the east. The exits are the normal rail signals. Those are also entry ones, so they are also chains, and here are the exit ones, which are the normal ones again. Here there's the same rule, it's just one giant block, and there may only be one train in this block at any one time, like all other blocks. But the problem that arises is when a train comes from the west and wants to go to the east, it will occupy this block, but at the same time a train could go from the east to the west, like this, but isn't allowed to because the block is already occupied, so it has to, which is very problematic because they have quite high speeds to pass through here, so you don't want to break them down. So what you normally should do is you should try to divide the intersection into multiple blocks, like in the upper block, so there can be one train, and in lower blocks that there can be another train to cross at the same time. But you see they are blinking, and when they are blinking that means there's an error. And the error in this case is that there here has to be one more signal to properly divide the upper part from the lower part. But since it's also crammed in here, this can't be done. The only way to fix it is to cut off the track. As you can see, the rail signals have stopped blinking. So in this case this could work, but then the trains can't arrive from there anymore. So you have to decide, and since they should allow to come from there, I have to do it in this suboptimal way. But we have this crossing here. Again, entry points are the chain signals, exit points, the normal signals. Here I can show you another thing. When you rotate, you can put the signal on the corresponding rail you want. So exits again, but in this case we are able to place all those chain signals in the middle, which divides the upper part from the lower part. As you can see, this is a different block than that. So a train can go on the upper to the east, while a train can go on the lower part to the west, without one has to brake for the other. And this is also the reason why the train tracks should be so far apart, because if you build them closer together you will have even more problems fitting all those signals in. And so, as you can see, it's not that hard to build a proper intersection. You just have to remember the entry points have to be chain signals, the exit points have to be rail signals, and if you want to have multiple trains going through your intersection at once, you have to divide it further with more chain signals between the tracks you want to be occupied at the same time, so they become their own blocks. Then you have to watch out for the blocks after the crossings, that they are big enough. This is kinda too short. This is also very short, so the exit is only a chain signal here. But this one is very good, as you can see. Here's the entry, and here a long train has the place. Yes, I hope this helped you to build your own working intersections which don't get jammed. So don't forget to subscribe, like and comment.